Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. We are close to knowing who will be the next president of Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami, or ITK. The organization is holding its presidential election today. The election is taking place during ITK's annual general meeting in Cambridge Bay, Nunavut. Two certified candidates are running. Natan Obed, who has served since 2015 and is seeking a fourth term, and Kevin Kluane, a political newcomer and a former managing editor at CBC North. ITK is the national voice of Inuit across Canada. Its president is elected to a 3-year term by representatives of ITK's 4 director organizations: the Inuvialuit Regional Corporation, Nunavut Tungavik Incorporated, Makavik Corporation, and the Nunatsiavut government. The president of ITK advocates for Inuit on issues like housing, healthcare, and education. In the Yukon, Kluane First Nation celebrated the 1-year anniversary of its wind turbine last week. Even though the blades were turning during Friday's festivities, it wasn't actually producing power. The CBC's Leanie Lambrink has more.
Destruction Bay got its name after gusting winds knocked down buildings in the community many decades ago. A fitting place then on the shore of Kluane Lake to harvest the strength of wind power. The 900-kilowatt turbine transforms wind into electricity for both Destruction Bay and Burwash Landing. It's expected to cut the community's diesel use in half. Kluane First Nation says it took more than a decade to get the turbine up and running, and they're excited about it.
This spring is when we've really achieved, like weeks on end of the generator shutting down and the windmill actually producing the power.
It means that we're advancing in terms of technology. We're utilizing Western knowledge as well as Indigenous knowledge in terms of sustaining our communities with new energy.
But a few days after Friday's celebration, the blades on the turbine aren't turning anymore, and it's definitely windy. ATCO Electric said in an email it's installing a new safety feature on the turbine, something that will make sure the turbine is de-energized when workers do maintenance on it. ATCO says the turbine has actually been offline for the past month, and it was freewheeling on Friday, meaning the blades were turning, but it wasn't generating any power. Despite the setback, ATCO's vice president was calling the project fantastic during Friday's event.
Other territories and other isolated communities across Canada could really use this model, how the utility works with the First Nation or the Indigenous community to put these renewable projects in place and really have the Indigenous community enter that energy economy. I really think this is a great example of that and could be a template used across Canada.
ATCO says it expects the turbine to produce power again once that new safety mechanism is in place in early October. Leanie Lambrink, CBC News, Burwash Landing.
Nunavut was the final holdout jurisdiction in Canada to recognize non-binary people on birth certificates, but no longer. MLAs have voted in favor of changing the Vital Statistics Act to include the distinction. But as TJ Deere tells us, the changes were originally removed during a closed-door committee meeting.
The passing of Bill 78 allows non-binary Nunavummiut to identify as such on their birth certificates, but edits made by the Standing Committee on Legislation removed those proposed changes before they reached the floor of the House. Iqaluit Manahaik MLA Adam Ahiak Lightstone introduced 5 motions to bring the original wording of the bill back.
Given the significance of the bill itself, I felt like it was absolutely necessary that the debate be held in the House, on camera, and in front of all Nunavummiut to hear.
The only independent MLA who spoke in session in favor of the motions was Janet Pitsiolak-Brewster of Iqaluit Sina. She said people can't control how their bodies develop and can't choose how they're born.
And to me, it's important to support this motion to add those clauses back in as a matter of human rights and dignity.
Okumuit MLA Mary Qikiqtarjuaq was one of 4 MLAs who spoke against the motions. During committee, she said that this would cause confusion in the smaller communities. She also said people in the communities were never notified.
I personally couldn't support it. Many of the people in the smaller communities don't know about this yet.
In the end, all 5 of Lightstone's motions passed with the support of the cabinet. Health Minister John Main said this brings the legislation in line with the Nunavut Human Rights Act.
The Human Rights Act was decided and set in place quite some time ago, over 20 years ago in Nunavut, and we need to do everything we can to uphold that.
And within the LGBTQ+ community, there's a sense of joy. Delaney Drakenberg co-founded the Nunavut Pride Society with their mother. They say words don't describe how these types of changes make them feel.
When we take steps forward, it helps to break down those walls. It starts to make me feel, as I've said in the news before, more like a part of my community, more like a proper member of Nunavut, more like Nunavummiut.
CBC News has asked the Department of Health when the changes will take effect. TJ Deer, CBC News, Iqaluit.
In the Northwest Territories, the Qikiqtarjuaq government is one step closer to making its own laws. It signed a self-government agreement with the Northwest Territories and Canada earlier today. The Qikiqtarjuaq government represents Satu Dene and Métis people in Norman Wells NWT. The federal government says the agreement recognizes the Qikiqtarjuaq's right to govern themselves. In November 2024, the 3 governments initialed a draft final agreement, and in July, the community celebrated its members ratifying the agreement. The agreement will become legally binding once implemented through territorial and federal legislation. In Nunavut, the Qikiqtarjuaq Inuit Association and Qikiqtarjuaq Corporation are taking over development of a new seaport in Qikiqtarjuaq. They've signed an agreement with the government of Nunavut to launch a transfer process, making the project an Inuit-led joint venture. The Qikiqtarjuaq Corporation will lead construction once the territorial government finishes design work this fall. It says the port will strengthen search and rescue, maritime defense, and Canada's sovereignty in the Eastern Arctic. It also says it's expected to boost Nunavut's economy by improving access to Arctic fisheries and reducing reliance on foreign ports. Officials say a quick development schedule will ensure the port's long-term success. Parks Canada is stopping its underwater diving research at the sites of Sir John Franklin's 2 ships. It announced this week it'll be shifting its field work at those sites to a monitoring program. The HMS Erebus and HMS Terror were lost for over 150 years. They were finally found in 2014 and 2016 in Nunavut waters. Since then, Parks Canada divers have gone on multiple trips to the wreckages. They discovered artifacts like a pitcher and a pistol. Historian and Franklin author Ken McGugan says there are still artifacts on board the ships that could provide important clues, including the locked desk on the Terror that belonged to Franklin's second-in-command.
There might well be logbooks in there that reveal a whole lot about what went wrong. There might also be barrels having some remnants of bear meat that I believe might reveal that the root cause was trichinosis.
McGugan believes that's what happened to the crew based on evidence from other ill-fated expeditions. He hopes a private sponsor will bankroll further dive research alongside Parks Canada and Inuit. Young people in Qikiqtarjuaq, Nunavut are being screened for heart disease this week. It comes after health officials found an above-average number of dilated cardiomyopathy cases in the community. Youth aged 5 to 18 are getting screened for the disorder. Dilated cardiomyopathy is a condition that can stretch and weaken the left ventricle of the heart and restrict the organ's ability to pump blood. Nunavut's health minister says the condition is genetic.
And so looking at the screening that's ongoing, if we have a child that's identified as needing having that condition or needing additional assessment, There would also be triggers or links made to their family members. And so just with the understanding that it is genetic, if we find it in a child, we were wanting to be looking at their siblings as well as their other immediate family.
Maine says once the condition is detected, follow-ups will be carried out at the Children's Hospital in Edmonton or its satellite clinic in Yellowknife. The GN is currently assessing whether to continue screening for dilated cardiomyopathy in other communities. Cancer researchers in Canada say they've had to stop enrollment in some clinical trials for kids with cancer. It comes as the Trump administration cut funding to a pediatric brain tumor research group with links to Canada. Alison Northcott has the details.
So this is Emmett. Emmett is a really wild child. She's spunky, she's smart.
Emmett Doolin was diagnosed with brain cancer just days after she was born. She had chemo at 3 weeks, but soon joined a clinical trial at the BC Children's Hospital, a treatment targeting her type of tumor.
It's been the best thing that's ever happened to her. As much as these kids are resilient, with all the harsh side effects from chemo, I don't think she would have lasted this long.
Clinical trials can be a last hope for some children with hard-to-treat cancers. But Canadian researchers say funding and policy changes in the U.S. have forced at least 5 clinical trials in Canada to stop enrollment. The Trump administration is not renewing funding for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Consortium. It doesn't affect Emmett's trial, but Toronto Sick Kids Hospital had to stop enrolling new patients in 3 clinical trials.
They're some of the most promising therapies for children with those particular diseases. And there are really not studies of equivalent promise that we have access to.
The U.S. National Institutes of Health says it's moving the group's work to a broader network to align resources and strengthen pediatric brain tumor research. It says it plans to find ways for Canadian institutions to enroll in clinical trials in the future. But that network has halted funding for trials outside the U.S., including trials in Canada. While the number of children affected is small, it's still a big loss, says this pediatric neurosurgeon.
We actually had 2 patients recently who had difficult to treat treatment-refractory brain cancers who could have been eligible for one of those trials, but now those trials have been closed.
She and other experts say the Canadian government needs to build capacity to do more clinical trials here. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.
The company behind ChatGPT is introducing changes it says are meant to protect kids who use it. It comes after an American teen died after talking about suicide with the artificial intelligence software for months. But while experts say better protections for kids are necessary, the changes also pose major privacy risks for users. Nicole Williams reports.
What began as a homework helper gradually turned itself into a confidant and then a suicide coach.
Matt Rain testifying this week before a U.S. Senate subcommittee looking into the harms of AI chatbots. Rain and his wife are currently suing company OpenAI after their 16-year-old son Adam died by suicide in April after having conversations with its program ChatGPT.
When Adam worried that we, his parents, would blame ourselves if he ended his life, ChatGPT told him, that doesn't mean you owe them survival. You don't owe anyone that. Then, immediately after, offered to write the suicide note.
OpenAI is now promising changes to how kids can use the program. It's introducing parental controls, which will allow parents to link their accounts with their teens to help guide how ChatGPT responds to them. It says it will also roll out a system to automatically identify users younger than 18 and limit what ChatGPT shows them. If it's unclear how old you are, it'll presume you're a minor. And if you're older, you'll have to prove it by uploading a piece of ID.
It's like asking the fox to guard the henhouse. We don't allow other industries, consumer companies and other industries to self-regulate nor should we allow tech to continue to do this.
We don't know what they're going to be doing with this data.
This is one of several tech experts flagging the possible privacy risks with these new changes.
There's great risk of data misuse. And how about breaches?
And there's another thing. OpenAI says it would also contact a child's parents, even the authorities, if it feels the risk of self-harm is imminent.
One of the big concerns with AI is the monitoring and the surveillance piece. In order for them to do that, they're going to need to monitor the communication that's occurring between that person and the tool.
On its website, OpenAI says it knows some of these changes compromise privacy for adults, but believe it's a worthy trade-off for child safety. Nicole Williams, CBC News, Toronto.
If you or someone you know is struggling, there's help. You can call the Qikiqtarjuaq Nunavut helpline at 1-867-979-3333 or toll free at 1-800-265-3333. You can also call the Suicide Crisis Helpline by dialing 988. Both lines are available 24/7.
Want to get the most out of CBC News? Use the app or cbcnews.ca for live breaking news on the stories that matter to you. Whether it's local, national, or around the world, turn to CBC News.
The future is everything. Stories of incredible ingenuity, dedication, and some extraordinary teamwork. This is parenthood.
It makes sense that they get a larger share, or does it?
Welcome to the Greenbelt.
All of this, just single detached homes?
Yes.
What do we know? I think we can explain.
About that with Andrew Chang.
Although the NBA currently is flooded with Canadian players, this was not a reality.
A new immigration law.
This story, it's directly tied to all those families who made a brave choice to come to this country.
My favorite word.
Tariff. How seriously are you taking this threat?
It's the uncertainty that's the biggest issue.
Canada, we got you.
Elbows up!
In the Northwest Territories, the territorial government is wrapping up a multi-year cleanup operation to remove more than 1 million kilograms of hazardous waste from communities. The GNWT-led operation began in 2022 and has since removed waste from 25 solid waste sites across the NWT. That includes things like cars and refrigerators. The goal is to remove both the waste and lower the environmental risk of pollutants and greenhouse gases leaking. The coordinator of the program says the task is a challenge, both technically and logistically.
It was often challenging. The days were long. At times we had to hire wildlife monitors to look out for bears that frequented the site. Yeah, as you work alongside the contractor and the equipment, you pick up drums that have been knocked over, you consolidate them, you run pumps, you get vehicles up and drain the fuel from the fuel tanks and the other liquids, consolidate batteries, work with labor.
The federal government funded 75% of the project, which is close to $6 million. Local governments contributed the remaining $2 million. The next community cleanups will take place in Qikiqtarjuaq and Fort Liard. The Kluane First Nation is finishing up its first harvest season on its new farm in the Yukon. The agricultural project has been in motion since June of this year. KDFN citizens are planting, weeding, and harvesting vegetables and then later giving them to the community. Isabella Khaleesi went to the farm to find out more.
Workers at the Kluane Agricultural Project are harvesting the last of this year's potatoes.
The First Nation has a 3-year lease on the site, renting from the owners of the former Sundog Farms. Chief Sean Smith of KDFN says this is the first step towards battling food insecurity up north by giving citizens healthy options that are closer to home than what you can get from down south, while empowering them with tools and education about how to farm the land in the process.
Those citizens that are part of the project they're gaining that real empowerment in terms of learning, cementing those processes of how to grow food, those things that need to be do to take care of the food as it grows, and then really the harvest process.
After the veggies are picked and washed, produce gets dropped off to elders, community centers, and the Yukon Food Bank. This year, they've grown Swiss chard, cabbages, kale, lettuces, broccoli, turnips, beets, carrots, and a whole lot of potatoes. Along with the chance to build skills, a reason for many working on the farm is to give back to their community. This is Aaron Hallway's first time working on a farm, and he says he loves every bit of it.
I'm a third-generation gold miner, and I wanted to do something that was more building of the soil instead of breaking it down. And I feel like being able to produce food for your community is vital for everyone, but it's uplifting. It's nice to nurture something and then be able to help feed your community with it.
The official name for the site in southern Tachone is Kwanlandan Kwatsanehie Ka'inji, or Kwanlandan Good Food Place. Chief Smith says, as the farm continues to grow, the First Nation may look into commercialization in the future. Isabel Cleese, CBC News, Whitehorse.
In British Columbia, some researchers have partnered with a First Nation on Vancouver Island to look into sustainable harvesting of the local supply of seaweed. Lindsay Duncombe tells us about its wide-ranging uses and the joint effort to get it to the next level.
These researchers are harvesting potential off the coast of Vancouver Island.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
This is bull kelp, 10 meters of slimy, strong, economic possibility.
We are just scratching the surface on our understanding of seaweed. There are so many different products and compounds within the seaweeds that we have yet to discover.
This used to be an industrial salmon farm, but it was closed down in 2021. So the Wew'wachum First Nation and North Island College turned it into a seaweed research farm.
They're a sea vegetable, so they're a sustainable food source. We can eat them, animals can eat them. It can be turned into fertilizer. The end uses are really limitless.
Seaweed can also be used for pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, even construction. These Vancouver entrepreneurs are measuring how well seaweed works in acoustic panels used to block noise in restaurants and office buildings. There's a patent pending on their product and a wait list to buy them.
The goal for us isn't to make just a product. It's to make a product that's good for the planet and that's good for humans and that's useful to us.
For all of the possibilities, there is some concern that moving to a more industrial seaweed harvest could do more harm than good.
No one expects British Columbia to ever have the scale of seaweed farms you see in Asia, with their huge environmental footprint and low labor costs. But the David Suzuki Foundation warns an expanded industry could have negative effects on the ocean. That's why the Wew'wachum First Nation isn't introducing any new species at its kelp farm, just planting more of what was already there. The chief sees potential.
It produces a product that we're proud to stand behind. That it's responsible socially, environmentally, and it's employing our people.
And of course, it has to make money. Much of this research is currently funded by governments. The hope is that investors will see potential too, to scale up sustainably. Lindsay Duncombe, CBC News, north of Campbell River.
A Polish man is on an ambitious journey. He's traveling around the world on a 50cc moped scooter. Right now, he's on the Yukon leg of his trip. The CBC's George Moratis caught up with him as he refueled in CarMax on his way up to the Dempster Highway.
Show the whole people on the world, and you don't have to go on the BMW, GS, KTM, big bikes. You can do on this small 50cc moped, and it's still going. You don't have to spend $40,000, $50,000 for a great bike, adventure bike. You can go simply moped. I can drive like 60 an hour. I can visit, look around, everything what I want. On this trip, I see, of course, caribou, couple of teddy bears, we can call it, but the small ones. Happy to not see any grizzly on the way. I hope with that. I'm scared about the, how we call it, the best road, dumpster highway. I'm only scared that because they can be 2-3 days trip one way. I have good tires, good stuff. I prepare with the food for 3 days if I'm gonna be stuck somewhere. I have like second engine with me on the front that I can replace all of things to get drive. I don't have only the spare tires. That is the most problem for me. But will be what, 900 kilometers like dumpster highway to Qikiqtarjuaq. But I think that I'm gonna be good with that. I hope that I'm gonna be good with tires. For me, it's supposed to be hard. On the bigger bike, you just traveling, going, nothing happen, no meeting the people. You can't meeting the people. And when you're going on that small thing, the people is funny. Oh, so funny. I'm gonna be talk with him. I'm gonna be talk. Then you're meeting the people all over the world. My brain is every time he's telling me, you have to finish your dream. Then you can go to get your family, house and all that stuff, because when you get the family, children and all the house, wife, after that your dreams are gone. Because, there's all your money, all your heart, brain, you getting for a children and wife. That I want to do that before. You're gonna be stronger, faster. Oh, no.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.